Okay, what's going on everyone? Doc here, and today I'm going to talk about who I chose to rank up as my third rank 5 champion. So I'm going to try and keep the explanation part short. Essentially, I've been holding on to this for a very, very long time. One thing you can see if I go to an upgrade screen is that I have 4 tier 5 basic. So I'm actually ready to rank up 2. As usual, I kind of went about it methodically, especially with all the discussions about rank ups and that kind of stuff really mattering in this game. And I decided to make a spreadsheet. So the main people that were in contention were my 6 rank 4 5-stars. I also considered 1 6-star, duped Gamora, and 2 5-star R1s as kind of down the line future rank ups, but I just thought I'd throw them on here anyways just to see how well they would do compared to some of the other champions I'm ranking up today. I had a Quake and Voodoo just to see where their numbers currently are, kind of how I consider them, and I ranked them on 1 to 10 scales in all of these things. So utility, actually like their abilities, how useful they are, ease of use, how easy it is to get that utility out of them, damage, pretty obvious, consistency, how, I guess just how consistently they can do something. So for example, Gulk is pretty consistent, but if you're not playing aggressive, then he changes basically. Iceman, you know what you consistency is, you know what you're going to get when you enter into a fight every single time. One of the best consistency champions I like is Cap World War II. You know everything that's going to happen during the fight. No ability is going to proc, nothing like that. It's just consistent, same thing every time. Countering, how well they counter specific nodes. Not so much like utility and what their abilities are, but just actually like how well they do in a fight to counter certain abilities that may pop up during the fight. Sustainability, how long they can last in a fight. I also ranked them in War, AQ, and Questing, how often I'd actually use them in this. So, for example, Quake got a 10-10-10. 10 for War, because I use her every single War, obviously. 10 for AQ, she's in every single AQ that she's not in an Alliance War. And she's on every single one of my Questing teams as well. Voodoo, 9-9-10, some stuff like that. Counters to them, like how many hard counters do they have in the game? Quake got the lowest, Quake got the highest detriment on this, is a -5. And there's a couple others areas throughout there. It was actually harder on the 2 champions I currently have ranked and the counters to them. And then Unduped, I'm not really in the prestige race that much, but it is still something I consider. And I do currently have the lowest prestige of anyone. For example, ranking up a 5-star Unduped would only bring up my prestige by about 200, whereas a duped one would bring up my prestige by a lot more. Because, like I said, I have the chance to rank up 2 very recently, I also decided to kind of consider them when combined with another champion, often with a double immunities champion, because that's not something I need immediately, but it's something I really want for AQ and for War as well, if I need it, questing, anything like that. Iceman generally holds over the questing stuff now. And I considered all of these kind of combinations. You can see Spark did make it down here. For example, Carnage didn't. Carnage never got combined with anyone down here. Gamora did not as well. Iceman and Warlock were pretty much who I was combining them with, and sometimes Heimdall. Just because Heimdall offers a True Strike utility and is great for that. Iceman and Warlock are double immunities, and Warlock has even more than double immunities. So, actually, Gulk and Wasp tied up here at 70 apiece. Wasp just has the damage, but she's not as good as countering specific fights, and her sustainability is obviously very low. War, she's on defense now. I'd like to move her to offense at some point, at which point that would probably go up, right? But I do want to move on to my AQ team. Questy, she gets a 10. She's been helping me out so much in Act 6.2. Gulk had pretty consistent numbers throughout. Wasp was kind of up and down, and that's kind of what you expect for a glass cannon, but I still really enjoy playing her. So at this point, I'm considering Wasp a little bit more, but Gulk is still up there. On the combinations, The winners tied again, Gulk and Warlock, with Wasp and Warlock. Warlock just is better than Iceman at the current way that I'm seeing them both. He just offers more utility with his passive field block. Is more helpful than a very short, only taking max 5% damage. Iceman offers the short evade counter as well, but it's not nearly as helpful as the offensive offensive ability accuracy reduction that Warlock gives. Power drain as well. Shock can be helpful. And Gulk and Warlock again, and Wasp and Warlock. So again, I'm at an impasse, the same place where I was before. So how did I really make this decision? Well, I got lucky, I guess. The beta happened, and I was able to rank up Wasp and test her out a little bit on the new AQ map. And she was cutting through absolutely everyone. Just mad, like 11k medium crits, that kind of stuff. Just everyone fell. Then the beta reset. I don't know what happened, but the beta reset, and I was able to, and it just reset my account to where it was at the start of the beta. So I said, okay, I'll take this opportunity to use Gulk instead. So I ranked up Gulk, and I tested him out a little bit, and he did well. He really did well, and he'd still be in contention if I wasn't about to rank up my second R5 Science champion, and that's going to be Wasp. Wasp has the damage that I need in my account. This is still a game. I still want to play someone that I enjoy, and that's Wasp. It always will be. I absolutely loved my 4-star one. I had her for a very long time. She's now max sig. Wasp was the first champion I ever grinded out for an arena. I knew I wanted her. I knew how her abilities played out. I knew that I wanted to play this champion. And now I get to rank 5, the 5-star version of her. She really doesn't overlap at all with Quake. At least not in the way that I play her. She does have concussion. But in my opinion, there's no real important overlap there. I'm going to get rid of all this tech ISO here. Yeah, I know I'm going to rank up Warlock soon, but whatever. And just get this out of here so I can fill it all up with science. I should have just under 100k left over after doing this. And then I'll test her out a little bit. But like I said, no real overlap with Quake in any of her abilities. She just offers some insane damage. And that was really my major focus here. I just need a damage dealer, someone who can take fights fast, and Wasp's just been so much fun recently. An absolute joy to play. Really enjoyed playing her. I can unselect those two. No, I can't. I need to reselect that. I went through like all the math in my head when I was in the beta as well. Ended up with 64k, and there she is. Definitely a worthwhile rank up in my opinion. I'm gonna save those depending on the 5-star awakening gem that's coming in from the calendar there. Her dupability doesn't help much other than her prestige there. She's gonna be on the profile as well. My profile hasn't changed for a very long time, but there she is, rank 5 Wasp. 3k attack. It's still very high critical and critical rating and critical damage rating, but then 21,000 health is not bad at all. Compare her to someone like Iceman here, and he's got 22k. So as an R5, she really gets a lot more sustainability added to her. And if you've watched any of my Act 6 gameplay before, then you know that just how much you can really do if you play her right. You really don't need to be pairing that often. And if you pair, you have that weakness debuff up. So let's hop into some gameplay now. So I'm in Act 6, Chapter 2, Quest 1 here. And this is where I first kind of realized just how incredibly helpful Wasp was going to be for Act 6. And she just continued it after this. So I'm running as many synergies as I could get into because of my 5-star roster. So I have the Havoc synergy and I have the Iron Man synergy, but I don't have a 5-star Ghost. So I also can't get that that 25% attack boost at the very end. So you're seeing about what her damage is actually going to look like normally, albeit the Havoc synergy. But Havoc is a pretty common one to use with her anyways. I didn't mean to get hit there. Like I said though, because of how, look at the Fury on the SP3 here, because of how much her health increases, she's about on average with Iceman now, so really not even a glass cannon unless you compare her to other 5-stars. She really does have some great health now. So despite getting hit for quite a few times, I only took 25% health, and hopefully I'll be able to continue that. Got her, nice. Life cycle, great for Wasp. Just knock her down, knock the opponent down like every single time. Only 35 hits and she regened once. So really, really good. Everyone in this path has about 150k health here. And you can see I'm intercepting as much as I can as well. Also get that Petrify on, which is going to increase my heavy attack damage even more. I saw 12k there. I'm still trying to parry as little as I can, but I still happen to use a parry every once in a while. It's no real issue though. Go for an SP2 off the heavy attack is one of my favorites. You get a couple hits there with the boost in damage from the Fury. Heavy locking opponents in the wall is one of my favorite things to do, and if I make it all the way to the boss, you're gonna see me do that a couple of times. I can actually, because it's Sim Supreme, I can actually heavy lock him on the wall for a very, very long time. It's a lot of fun. So in case you haven't noticed, this is just the Cosmic Path in 621. We got Bubble Shield now, so we gotta avoid blocking, but that works out well. Anyways, once I get about 2 parries, and we lost 2% of our health from those parries, now I should be able to get into a good rhythm where I don't need to parry again. Because next combo I'm going to have an SP2, that'll push her over another bar of power. Just launch that there. Again, I always try to chain them into the heavy attack, especially when I'm running the Havoc synergy. If I'm not running the Havoc synergy though, it's really no problem. It just means I'm going to be doing a little bit less damage, but it's still helpful to chain those in. Heavy lock, this one should kill her, and she's down. Multiple heavies back to back against the wall, really good damage. It's really good for this node as well. 43 hits, no worries. 160k health on this new Captain Marvel. This one could be a little bit more of a problem just because I'm not as confident about her dodging her SP1, but you can see there we're doing energy attacks. We could just kill her down with that if I really wanted to. I think try and dodge her SP1. And she's back at another bar, and the same thing's gonna happen once I dodge this, hopefully. She tends to be very aggressive when she's playing. Not a fan of playing against her. SP2. Luckily she didn't activate on indestructible or whatever it is at the very end there. That just would have cut my damage a lot. Should be able to use 2 heavies here. Another SP1 dodge. And chain on 2 heavies. And she's down. 43 hits, 160,000 damage. And no hits taken, no damage taken either. I think I might have buried at the very beginning, but I think it was perfect. Didn't lose a single percentage of health. Ronan now on 180k health. These have all been pretty nice fights for Wasp, because I can just bait out the SP1. And if you have to bait out the SP2, you obviously have to play a little bit different, a little bit more parries here and there. Just because you don't want to be blocking that SP1, because you will take damage in that case. 9k heavies. Class advantage, they look even more impressive. Straight into SP2. You can do it straight into the SP1 as well. I haven't shown that off at all yet, but I do like using that every once in a while. Pushing below bar power, so again, straight into another heavy. Bait out an SP1. I'll use the SP1 right here, because this should end up with a stun as well. Oh, no concussion. Not what I wanted to end up happening, because that's going to get him a regen. So I'll do this. And I should be using another right back to back, and he's down. Very nice. A little bit more health loss there. I had to parry a little bit at the very end. That's fine. Still 52 hits, not bad at all. So I did heal up a little bit before this fight, and that's because this fight's a Dormammu. I thought I'd try it out anyways, just see what I can do. We shouldn't be gaining too many buffs anyways, just dealing with passives. Class advantage is going to help us out. Deal some extra damage real fast. He wants to be nice with an SP1, love it. See if he'll be nice again. Probably not. No, that'll turn into a degen. Oh, and I drained my power as well. Wasn't expecting that. I should have gone for another heavy right after that, because again, he didn't have a bar of power. Degen took a lot from me. When that goes up, Burden of Might's going to take away my power. Still not doing too bad at all here. Didn't get the stun there for some reason. Sorry, we can heavy chain him. SP2. So what's actually going to happen here, that Petrify keeps him from regenning. You know, if I can get him to use a heavy special attack, no. Petrify continues to keep him from regenning. Which means all I should have to do is tap him there. Lost a lot of health, most of it to degen, but that's fine. 50 hits still. Petrify is great for any sort of healing like that. I absolutely love her Petrify. It starts at 40% against any mystics, and it just keeps going the higher your combo is. So again, I healed up Wasp for everything that I had, just to kind of keep going here. She only had 2k health coming out of that, but the degen did most of the damage there. I wasn't really expecting to be able to take Dormammu, it just kind of worked out that I was able to. And I didn't bring Quake like I've been taking him with for the most part, so now we get to show off my favorite part. Heavy, heavy, yeah, just heavy again, and a heavy again, heavy into SP2. Now I'm going to go straight into a heavy again, and I want him to get Petrify, because watch what happens with Petrify. His power no longer goes up, and when he enters into that power gain mode, it should have gone down, but that's fine. And he's dead. 36 hits. He didn't get a single attack opportunity on me once I got him back into the corner. And he's absolutely just destroyed. She is a perfect option for that fight. That's a 6-2. That's a 6-2-1 boss. Just absolutely cut straight through him. Lots of fun. I absolutely love Wasp. So just kind of wrap up my thoughts here. Wasp really is exactly what I needed for my roster as my next R5. Her damage is just there. Like I said, she only has a tiny bit of overlap on that SP1 where she can put on concussion. Quake can also puts on concussion a lot. But other than that, you have Petrify, which is a new it's a new utility that I don't already have, and she couples that with just absolutely insane damage, and yeah, I really am happy with this rank up. I can't wait to keep testing her out. I think I'm going to pull her off defense and see if I can use her on AQ, and she'll absolutely do a lot of damage to that new that Thanos boss. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoy. This afternoon the boss rush will be out. I haven't decided if I'm going to stream that or if I'm going to just record my run through that, but that will be out soon as well. So thank you all for watching. Be sure to tune in for that. Thank you all for 500 subscribers, something I haven't mentioned yet, and I'm working on something special for that. I haven't decided if I'm gonna hold off on it because it's not done yet. It's just a redo of the graphics, redo the logo. My logo is super old and could use a big redo and that kind of stuff, so stay tuned for that as well. Let me know if you want to see that. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Have a good one.